Hey guys. How you guys doing? How's everybody doing? Anytime. All right, we're here for our weekly Q&A regarding real estate, finance, business, economy, and I'll give you guys my opinion on everything. Give me 1 second, it's hot. I'm gonna put on the fan. All right, I'm back. So, yeah, I don't know if you noticed one of my videos this week, but it was super hot outside. I was sweating a bunch. It's hot in Florida, if you guys are not in Florida. And, yeah, you just kind of learn to deal with it. So Colin. So what we're talking about this week, again, real estate questions, tax questions, credit questions, insurance questions, business, structuring, deals, finding deals, anything like that. What's up, buddy? So, whatever questions you got, I'm more than happy to help you guys with. If you don't have any questions right now while you're still thinking, getting through your notes. Hey, what's up, Jazz? I'm going to tell you about this new deal I just found yesterday. So yesterday night, well, actually it was normally I get a deal within the hour. I'm already putting in an offer on it. But I was so busy yesterday because I was meeting all the different contractors for the 9-unit property in Safety Harbor. So super busy day, super productive day. So I wasn't able to check my emails till 11. And I saw that there's a fourplex, quadplex in Dunedin for sale. And it needs a lot of work, but they're asking 300, 100 a square. And I'm like, okay, this is something interesting. It's pretty shitty. It's in shit condition, but that's what I like. I like shit condition. The 100 a square, again, not that good of a deal, but what I'm thinking of what I'm going to do, and you can use this trick. You said the question you have here is, how do I start flipping? That's the question. You can do what I'm doing right here, and I can explain to you how you can start flipping by doing this. So you can go to a small size in doing this, but I'm doing it on a bigger scale, bigger number. So this deal, I just told them, I'm going to give you $300,000, and we're going to go write the contract up, blah, blah, blah. And after my inspection period, if I find a lot of stuff problems, I'm going to ask for some discounts. After I'm done with that, I have the deal kind of locked in the bag. I'll go get financing. And what I'll do is I can get financing of 10%. I only have to put down 10% of the purchase price with one of my lenders. And they'll cover also 90% of the remodeling, up to about 70% of ARV. If you don't know what ARV is, it's after renovated value. So I'm going to buy this place, let's just say for $300. I want to put in $100,000 into it, and it's $400,000 total. Out of that, I bring about $40,000 to the table, and they will cover the rest. Now, plus some closing costs. From there, they're going to estimate ARV, and I'm telling them ARV is probably going to be $600 on this place. So they're going to be all right, we'll cover you 70% of ARV. You're looking at that's $420. So, you should be good, right? Since you're only going to be loaning $360. I'm below the 70% ARV on that deal. So now, I just explained I'm buying the deals, I'm doing the inspection, I got the loan, I'm putting down 10%, $40K of the purchase and rental amount. And at this point now I'm remodeling the places. Now what makes me like it, because this deal is not that amazing to me, because I could usually find even better deals on occasion. And I'm already have my hands full with the 9-unit. So why would I like it? Well, currently they're 2-bedroom, 1-bath on each side of the four units. And there's a garage. And most people in duplexes do not have a garage, nor do they add much value for the price of a garage. So my goal, my plan is I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to turn each garage into a bedroom with a bathroom. Now it's not a 2-1 with a garage, it's a 3-2. Now, a 3-2 is worth a lot more money in rent. I'm now pulling in, let's just say $400 more per unit times 4, that's $1,600 a month. That is $16,000, that's $19,200 more money to my pocket, in addition to everything else, right? The other profits I would make. So $19,000 additional, and if you guys have been following me, for every $100 you raise a month in additional rent, in this example, it's bringing up the rent $1,600 per month. For every $100 you increase the rent, the value of the property usually will go up almost $15,000. So I just said I raised the rent, what, $1,600 a month? So that's 15,000 makes it 150,000, and then I'm looking at 3.6. So I raised the value by doing this. I increased the rent $1,600 a month. I raised the value of the property $210,000. I increased the rent $400 per unit. That's $1,600 additional income with no true, real additional expense, monthly expense, right? It's a one-time expense to redo everything, but there's no real increased monthly expense, right? Maybe slight property tax, slight insurance, but it's very insignificant compared to the $1,600. That again, for every $100 you increase rent, it is roughly $15,000 in value you're adding. So by me increasing it $1,600, I'm adding about $210,000 in value of that property. Now, some people might say, well, that might be difficult because of your dollar per square foot on your sale. Remember, I'm converting garages to heated square feet. When you look at dollar per square foot in Florida, garage does not count. Up north, basements usually do not count. So when you're converting it to heated square foot or livable square foot, now your dollar per square foot is reasonable. So I'm adding another around 1,100 square feet. So at $150 a square foot, under that value, you're adding about $180,000. So if you appraise the property by square foot, you're adding $180,000 by the square feet you're adding at $150 a square foot, which is on the cheaper side, right? You could go up to 180, 200, 300, depending on the area. But I'm going to be conservative, and I'm going to say again, the other way you can appraise the property or value the property is by cash flow, and by increasing the cash flow, I increased the value $210,000 by that way of appraising the property. So you can see how this deal that I got $40,000 in, I just increased the value $210,000. Now, I just explained to you how you could do that, how I'm doing it on my level. You can do the same thing on your level of the deal. So now, I'm in a hard money loan. This is some more like meaty stuff. This is some good stuff that you would have to pay a lot of money for people to teach you. So you're into this loan, right? And you're in a hard money loan and you're paying like 10% interest, but you're spending, say, 6 months to a year to redo this property because you got to pull permits and everything to convert the garage into a living space. And you need to pull the permits because, say you try to do it backwards ass and like a lot of the foreigners I know and not pull any permits and then do it. In this situation, you have to pull permits because if you don't have it legally converted, when you sell, you cannot advertise that square footage. So you're going to be stuck. You can't maximize that $200,000 appreciation you created. You created that wealth. You can't use it because it's black market money, basically, right? It's black market money. You can't make it, right? So you're going to sell it at a deep discount because you're selling something that's illegal. Now, if you just spend the time and take a couple extra steps and go through the headache of pulling the permits and converting everything accurately, you're going to be able to generate a lot of money. And now when I'm done, yes, I got a loan for $360 and it's hard money and it's 10% interest and blah, 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 blah. When I'm fully finished and it's rented with tenants and it's all good, I'm then going to go back to a normal bank, a normal lender, so back to myself, and I'm going to go and convert it to a 30-year fixed rate loan. This 30-year fixed rate loan is going to be at the 4s and 5s, amortized over 30 years. The payment's going to be like, I think I calculated like $2,000 something a month. Then with mortgages, the mortgage plus taxes plus insurance plus, water, sewer, garbage, I'm at like $3,000 a month, $3,200, right? $3,200, my income on the property on the conservative side is going to be $5,600. So I'm pocketing $2,400 a month, right? Profit after those expenses. And for the year, that's $24,000. It's almost $50,000, right? We're gonna say $48,000. That is that right there. What do I have? 40,000 into it. So I'm bringing in almost what did I say? 28,000, and I have 40 into the deal. So what am I pulling? Like 65% return on my investment each year, right? After paying a mortgage, which most of the mortgage payment is interest, but then the other portion is principal. So I'm making profit by paying down the loan as well. So you can see there's multiple ways to make money on this deal. Plus, now I'm not going to sell it. I made all that appreciation. I'm not going to sell it. Do I have to pay any tax on that? Made appreciation? No. Now, when I do the refinance, I can do what's called the cash out refinance. And now the bank says, wow, this place is worth $600,000. Baskal, we'll give you 70% loan to value on this deal. I'm like, okay, I'll take 70%. That means it's $600,000 appraisal. It's worth $420,000. I'm now going to pay off the $360,000 loan. That's a hard money, 10% interest. I'm going to pay something like $5,000 in closing costs, $365,000. But if they're appraising at $420,000, that means I'll say, I'll take all the money. I'll take the 20 plus the other 35. I'm going to walk with $55,000. So I did all this work. I walked with $55,000, and I'm still clearing like $2,000, $2,400 a month to my pocket every month, residual income. That's how you build cash flow and you build wealth, right? Did both. And the $55,000 I took out in that loan is not really taxable. So play the game, right? Don't be mad how the game is played. Play the game. And you have to get a stomach to it. I definitely get you have to get a stomach to play this game and do these deals like that. It's very foreign, right? When I explain people how I do it and what it's done and why, and people just don't understand. They don't understand why, how. Okay. Just understand it works. And once you see enough deals and you have to get yourself in it, you're going to be like, wow, this is right. And you're going to see that every player in this game is making money and winning. Everybody's winning as long as it's done fair. Like, don't be cheap. Everyone's going to win. Some people are like, I don't want to give a hard money lender 10%. That's not fair. What are you talking about? They're giving you money on a property that has no tenants and no cash flow. And if you F up, they're keeping this property and they're stuck and they have to sell it. And then they got to pay lawyers and all these fees. They got to make money too. You can't be the only one that makes money, right? And then why does a bank make money? Well, the bank's taking a super conservative deal. That's why they charge you less interest, because there are already tenants in there. So if you F up, they take it over with the tenants and they collect the rent. And then until someone else comes and buys it. So everyone needs to make money. Everyone gets something out of the deal, right? And the tenants that were there can obviously find another place to live that's smaller for them. And the new family will love the fact that they can get a 3-2. Because it's very hard to find a 3-2 for rent, you know? So a lot of people win. And as long as you can keep on finding more ways for people to win, you're going to keep making money, right? Everybody needs to win. Everybody needs to eat. So I hope that helps you guys. And you need to apply the same concept to your deals. Now, you need to run, on paper, 100 deals. Because if you keep running the numbers, you're going to find out what's a good deal, what's a bad deal, what's an okay deal. And then you can know confidently, I'm going in. Like I said, okay, how much you want? 300? I'm going to give you 300,000 cash, right? Now, when I'm saying this, FYI, it doesn't have to be my cash. Now, I have the money, but I'm not using my money because I need my money in case something else comes up too. So I'm going to go use the hard money guy's money, and I'm going to use part of my money. So you could still come up and be like, I'm going to give you cash. That's acceptable, right? Don't think like, oh, wait, I don't have cash. I'm getting a hard money loan. Don't worry about that. Just be like, oh, I'm going to give you cash. It's acceptable. It's understood that the hard money lender is going to give you the cash. So it's not like a normal bank loan where they're extremely likely to deny you in this type of loan. Like, it's very unlikely to get a loan on this type of property unless you're going to be an owner-occupied, and I think it's like a 203 something loan where it's like an owner-occupied repairing loan. And actually with this property, you can even get a regular loan, owner-occupied loan, non-repair loan, and just move in because it's still livable. It's just not going to maximize rents. Right now rents are only $800. So I'm bringing them to $1,400. So But you'll need a lot of money to remodel it, and you probably don't have $100,000, so you probably need to go with like a 203 loan to have the bank help you pay for the remodeling costs in the loan. So I've got a lot of questions here, so if you give me a second, I'm going to go through them and try to get to them. Hey, what's up, buddy? West Coast Surveys. All right, Colin, what's up? Much Viddy, Infamous, Positive. What's up, guys? What's up, Jez? Should I start a Roth IRA or save my money to get into real estate? Personally, my personal opinion, what I do, real estate. So to answer the Roth IRA question, right? The concept of it, so let me explain to you there's a traditional IRA. Traditional IRAs, you put your money into the IRA and you avoid paying tax this year on your income. That's a traditional IRA. Now, when you take it out, when you retire, you have to pay tax on the money because you never paid tax on it since you saved the tax this year in the future. And whatever tax bracket it is and whatever taxation is at that time. A lot of people think that even though you're saving money now with a traditional IRA, it's not that great of a deal because the future tax laws are going to have a higher rates of tax. I understand that concept. Most people don't have a lot of money in their IRA, so when they're pulling it out when they're retired, they don't have much money, so they're not even on the high tax bracket. They're in like the lowest tax bracket possible, so it could work out for them. The people who put money in a Roth IRA, basically, in my opinion, expect themselves to be stupid rich, right? They expect themselves to be very, very rich when they get older. They expect to have a high tax bracket, so they say, today, I will pay tax on this money and take this money and put it into a Roth IRA. Now, this Roth IRA, I pay tax on it today, but when I take it out when I retire, say 20, 30 years from now, 10 years from now, I won't pay any tax on it. And all the gain I got won't be taxed when I pull it out. Because when I retire, I'm going to be in a high tax bracket. And then this high tax bracket, that's going to suck for me, and I don't want to go through that. In my opinion, most people are not going to benefit that much because they're not going to be in a really large, very high tax bracket, right? Unfortunately, right? Like unless you're banking, it doesn't, in my opinion, really work out. You're not going to be drawing $100,000 out of your IRA a year with all this other money coming in. I wish you many blessings that does happen to you, but in my experience, that doesn't happen. So, now, said that, I got like a little bit of money in IRAs. Most of my wealth, as you know, are in companies and in real estate. Now, with real estate, also, with IRAs, you have to follow 1,000 government rules and you have to do it the way they want and everything else. And it's very, very difficult to buy real estate through your IRA. It's possible, but difficult. And you have to do things very accurately, and you have to get the proper accountant, proper lawyer to be able to help you do that. Now, if you could do that, you're going to have to put it within a schedule, within a C Corp. A C Corp. So you're getting taxed on that money as you're making it in a C Corp. That's that like kind of, in my opinion, like negates the whole reason you're doing all of this, right? You're doing this to avoid taxes, but then you have to put in a C Corp just to buy real estate. Now you gotta pay taxes on it. Like again, if you're already in it and you're just gonna, like, I'm stuck and I gotta do it this way, like, okay, it works. But if you're gonna start going at it, I wouldn't do it that way. Normally, I buy real estate in a company, properly set up to reduce taxes. Because just because you own a company doesn't mean you have your taxes set up properly. Having a company and how you are taxed is different. You can have an LLC or incorporated and be a Schedule C, be a 1065, you could be an 1120, you could be 1120S. And all of those have different taxation rules, right? So you have to do things properly. Like, I'm an accountant, I learned that stuff, so that's how I learned this. I learned the real estate kit. I learned credit. I learned mortgages. That's how I'm all in these industries, right? Like, I know I'm like I talk really down to earth and really like chill, but I really learned this stuff. So you really need to spend the time and love this and learn it, or pay someone else to do it, because otherwise, if you mess up, you're gonna really mess up, right? I met with a client today, and he set up an LLC, but he only put one member in the LLC. Well, that, according to Florida law, you're a disregarded LLC, so that means they can still sue you and come after you personally, which was the intent of opening the LLC, which was not for them to sue you personally. So that's why a lot of times people are like, I'll handle my own LLC, I'll handle my own registration with the state, I'll be my own registered agent. In reality, they don't know all the rules. Remember, just because you can go online and plug in the information and have it say, here you go, does not mean it's accurate. The government says, because you did it, we're assuming you know what you're doing. So that means if you F up, it's your own fucking problem. So it's really a big deal. Like same thing with your taxes. Just because the IRS says most people don't get the most money back on their tax returns, they leave billions of dollars that they could get back. People are going online, doing their stuff on TurboTax, and says, I got a number, and it's not that bad. And assume they did it right. Like, okay, maybe you got by, but that doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean you got the most money back. It doesn't mean you didn't screw up where they're going to come and audit you later. Just because they took it doesn't mean it's right. And the problem with all these things is they don't come back for like 6 years. So 6 years from now, you're going to find out if you screwed up, and you're going to pay for your screw up. So be very careful. Now, back to the point. Real estate is how I would buy instead of an IRA, because I can avoid taxes by buying a property. I'm making money through the rent. I then have this asset, this building, and the tax law says I can depreciate this building, not the land, but the building and any improvements. I'm now depreciating that. Most of the time, between your mortgage interest payment, it's a good thing you have a mortgage, in some people's opinions, like myself, because the interest is an expense. All the other expenses I spend on the property is an expense. And now, this asset, I can depreciate it. Saying, hey, governments, just so you know, the property's worth less because it's older. I'm going to write down this property's value. When I depreciate it, I'm now counting that against my income. So at the end of the year, even though you took to your pocket $10,000, because you depreciated the building, you only showed $1,000 in income. Now you put 10 in your pocket, but you only have to pay taxes on 1,000. It's a great deal. Now eventually you're going to depreciate this building. Let's say it's $10,000. You're going to depreciate it down to like 50, because you're going to say land value is worth 50, the building's worth 150. Now when you sell it for 350, it's going to be 350 minus the depreciated value, $10,000. That's $300,000. And you're like, wait, Baskal, look, you didn't avoid taxes, because now you have to pay taxes on that $300,000 because you depreciated the building down. Okay. At that point, I'm going to sell this property, do what's called the 1031 exchange. That means I tell the government, hey, government, I'm going to sell this, but I'm not going to use any of the money, right? And I'm going to give this money to a firm that's going to hold the money for me. And I'm going to buy another property within 6 months and use the money that I made on this deal that I just sold for $350. I'm going to use that money onto this larger property, and don't tax me on any of that profit. And the government says, okay. Now again, understand, all of this is a very simplified version of how it works. So, but just so you get the concept, you now moved your tax again. And you keep moving it. And you move it. And you move it. And then you eventually have this one the goal is to have this huge apartment complex or huge commercial plaza with, Publix as your landlord or your tenants, and cutting you a check for you and all of your descendants, right? That's the goal, to get there. And it actually gets easier the bigger you get. Like when you're smaller, it's a lot harder. But once you get bigger, it gets a lot easier. So that's why I invest in real estate instead of IRAs. So how do you start flipping? Just do my previous example. What's poppin'? Big body. What's better to invest? Apartment or mobile home properties? Both are very good. Good question. Both are good. I will invest in a mobile home park. I don't own any yet. Apartments, complexes, commercial plazas, warehouse parks. I'll invest in any of those things. It depends what it makes, depends where it's located, it depends what I'm going to make today in cash flow, it depends what it's going to be worth 10, 15, 20 years from now in appreciation. Those factors are what I consider. It doesn't matter what you're buying in. Personally, I really would love to buy a mobile home park in the areas that I invest, because I know that most of them are going to be gone in 10, 20 years, and I'd love to be able to buy them now, make good cash flow, and then have the property value go up so high, and then eventually, bulldoze everything, and then they're going to eventually want to move because the cost of living is going to be so high in the area between all the expenses, because again, normally the area originally was cheaper, so they were cheaper for the people that lived in a mobile home park. Now they're eventually going to go and live in a different mobile home park in a quieter area that's not as busy, so they're going to want to go, and then people are going to want to bulldoze these and put townhouses or apartments or homes or whatever makes sense. But to the point, you're able to get in, make good cash, and get an appreciation. They're very tough to find right now. Mobile homes are very, very hard to find, believe it or not. You used to be able to make sick money, like really good money on them. From what the records, like people were telling me, and like from the documents I was looking at, but you can't make anything on them today. I'm just like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, and honestly, most deals don't make sense. So I had Joe, he's my assistant, and he's like now looking at deals online and looking at stuff, and he's like, I'm gonna look at multifamilies, and it was funny, it was cute, like a little kid. So it reminded me of when I was like 19 and looking at that stuff. So anyway, he's like looking at these deals, and he's looking, spending some time while we're driving, and he's like, all these deals suck. And I was like, now you understand. To find a good deal is very, very hard. That's why when I move within the minute and I give them what they want, there's a really specific reason, because I found a sick deal. And you could only find sick deals, and you can only do the same thing by this small thing. Spend the time. That's it. Spend the time. You have to spend your time. You have to go online and look at these deals, because I promise you, the first deal you almost buy, and you might even buy it, you're going to fall in love with it, and it's probably a piece of shit. I'm sorry, but it is. It's really, like, my first deal really sucked. But the good thing about real estate is, even if it sucks, it's still good 10 years later. You're still going to make some cash flow along the way, as long as it's not a horrible deal, and you're going to have appreciation. But did it appreciate a lot? No. But I still own it, mostly for nostalgic reasons. It's hard to sell. So that's do what I said. Please do your research. Like, I have one friend of mine, her name is Gail, and I knew her forever, and she's like, Baskal, I want to put my money, this is the story. So she said, I want to put my money into my 401k, and she's like, what should I put it in? Because she's like, I know you do that, because I do help people with their investments. I said, honestly, Gail, you don't even own a home. Like, why are you going to keep paying rent? Why don't you just buy your own house? You're probably going to be in a place for as much as rent, and you own it, and probably, most likely, you're going to be less. So she ended up buying a 3-bed, 2-bath, and went to the direction I was telling her in, and she got some roommates, like I was saying, get some roommates, and then you're probably going to live for free. And they're going to pay your mortgage, and you're living for free now. So she took my advice. She did that. She looked at 100 places. I told her to look at 100 places. And I said, just look at online. You don't even have to do them in person. She did them in person. And my other friend, Ala, she's a realtor, and she took her everywhere. She's like, I'm so mad at you because she took me at 100 places and because you told her to. And I'm like, sorry. I said you don't have to see them in person. You can just do them online. Because you have to know what is a good deal. You won't know, because you have to see, okay, this is 100,000. Oh, well, that's a good deal. But you find out that for 120, you can get a fully remodeled place. And it's going to cost more than 20,000 to remodel the $100,000 place. So in reality, it's worth buying the 120 more than the $100,000 one, because you buy the 100, you put in 30,000, now it costs more than the 120. So you got to keep that in mind. And without you looking at enough deals and calculating what's going to cost to remodel, you know, what new appliances cost, what everything costs. Look at this guy. He's such a weirdo. Alright. So, do the research. Long story short, she bought in. She bought the house. 3 years later, she sold it and made sick money. Made sick money on it. So, but why did she make sick money? I can't take the credit for that. Yes, I gave her advice. I gave her all that stuff. But she did the research. So she gets the benefits for it. All right? All right, let's see.
Can't believe you let me break into your house.
Oh, yeah. Wow, how are you? Big Body, is there anywhere else I can find content from you besides Instagram? Yes, we have a YouTube channel, and the great part about the YouTube channel is we have this on here. We have the full stories of what we're doing during the remodels, so you can see in depth what we're doing, how we're doing it, so you can actually even learn how to put in the floors and why we make certain decisions. We also have Lords of Land, so that's more of like a remodeling, but somewhat of a comedy. So it's a lot of funny stuff that they do. And there's a couple of other things that we do on the YouTube channel as well. So there's a lot of good content out there. And it's really important. A lot of people say, what can I do? What can I learn? I get all these DMs. And I'm like, did you watch the videos? Have you watched the videos and learned the stuff I'm trying to teach? And the answer is no. So
yeah, you got to help yourself first.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't help you from zero. If I explain a concept to you, you literally will go over your head. And not because you guys aren't bright. You're obviously bright because you're watching this. You want to learn. But I can't explain a concept if you don't understand a prior concept that's in the video that you didn't even watch. So now you're like, I don't get it. This stuff is snake oil. I'm not going to do it. I'm not even selling anything. So you need to watch. You need to learn for your own benefit. And actually, I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor right now. There's a little button to invite your friends. If you don't mind, invite your friends. Have them come onto the live event as well. Because when you have more people holding you accountable and you have more people going on a ride with you, you're all going to grow. You're all going to push yourselves to grow. So it's really important. Invite your friends so they can, like right now, you can do it. I think it's which one is it? I think it's
change the link button.
Yeah, you can send it. I think it's it's one of the buttons down there. You can actually link your friends. Joe, you should look on your phone, see how that works.
I got you.
All right, thanks for the love, guys. Hey, Hiva. All right. So I'm trying to look through all these messages to see for the other questions. What's up, Gala? Just as What's up, Eddie? I am King Pod. What's up, King Pod? Hey, Baskal. How can you find a good contractor? So use your resources. It's really important. Who you work with is so important because, like my last project took 2 months. If we had everything lined up and all these different people didn't get sick, it would have taken 1 month. And time is money. Because let's not worry about the carrying cost, right? So I pay like $1,700 for an extra month of interest. Not a horrible thing. What is a horrible thing is if you got your money locked up there and you can't get another deal and you just gave up on making $30,000 to $80,000 or whatever your margins are, you just gave up that money. So you could have finished that project and moved on to another one and made another 30 grand, right? So it's really important to get it moving. You have to use your resources and ask people's opinion. You know, you'll be able to find them that way. I mean, you can start by calling a whole bunch of people and talking to them, and the way they talk, the way they act, you can tell if they're going to be any good or not. What's up, all marble beef? What's up? All right, Big Body CZ says, what's an ideal cap rate on real estate investment? I don't cap, but I like a high cap rate.
Big dog.
All right. Obviously, a high cap rate is key, right? It's really important. But beware. because I used to buy in the hood, and I wanted to make it nice and make it awesome, right? Because I didn't grow up in the nicest area, and I wanted to make this area nice, and I wanted to bring a lot of love to it, and I did that. Unfortunately, not everybody in the community appreciates what you do. There's a lot of negativity, and then they go and mess up what you just made nice. It's really unfortunate. So now you keep on cleaning it up, and each time you do it, you can't make it as nice as it was before because you're losing thousands and thousands of dollars. So you make it durable, more durable than nice. And your rate of return is you think you're gonna make a lot of money, but in reality, because of high vacancies and damage and miscellaneous issues and increased eviction costs and such, your cap rate pro forma means guesstimate. They're guessing. That's all it means, right? It sounds really cool. They guess and they think and they want your effing money, so they're gonna make it look really good. It says I'm gonna make a lot of money. No. I don't trust you.
Yep.
Because it's not true. Unless you're a beast in that market. And sometimes to be a beast, you get very thick-skinned. You don't really perform those numbers. And if you do perform that numbers, the labor cost is very high. You put on a lot of either physical labor yourself or pay people a lot of labor, which takes a lot of your time and mental strength. So it keeps you from doing other deals. So the cap rate in a lower income area is going to be higher. Now, the reasons why and the issues there is not anything we can resolve today. What I'm saying is sometimes in a middle class neighborhood or lower middle class neighborhood, more of a blue collar neighborhood, your cap rates are going to be a little less than the other neighborhood, right? But you're going to have less evictions, less issues, less worries about those repairing things and then constantly breaking. It lasts longer. So that is why cap rate isn't 100% important. The next factor is this. What have I said in my prior videos? Which is more important? Cap rate is determined by the rent income based, the net income based off of your purchase price, right? Or the sale price, depending on what way you're looking at it. To the point though, that involves a big factor, which is rent. As I've been teaching you guys, rent is awesome, but your wealth is not rent.
Yep.
When I started, I made very, very little profit on my rent. My cap rate was very low, and I was fine with it because I knew the areas I was buying in had so much upside potential, and I wanted what I was going for was I wanted appreciation of the property value. So I was like, if I just make $100, I'm good. Don't do that, right? It's really, really risky, but I'm a little more risky than others. And I was very conservative in many other ways that this way I was okay with being risky. The appreciation is where I made my millions. Millions. So why do you care about $100 where you're going to make tens of thousands of dollars more in appreciation by having location, and the location? That's going to be key. So cap rate is not always a determinant because again, you go to New York City and you buy prime real estate, you're probably going to get like a 4 cap, a 3 cap, which is like nothing, right? It's nothing. But the property appreciates so high that it makes it up in wealth. So remember that. So cap rate's nice.
So you're willing to give up some monthly income in order to get high appreciation?
I'm willing to give up, yes. I'm willing to give up some cap rate or monthly income for higher appreciation. Yes. Now again, to determine that, don't assume just because it's a 5 cap, that means appreciation is crazy. That's where you come in with your research. Because if you see this property here in the same neighborhood, this house is selling, or this duplex is selling at a 5 cap, and this one's selling at an 8 cap, and they're both maintained equally. And they both have the same type of year roof and plumbing and everything, right? Then obviously the 8 cap is where you go, because they're right next to each other. You got to see, is there anything different? Are they both concrete block? Yes. Do they both have good roofs? Yes. Do they both have good ACs? Yes. Okay, then obviously you're going to go with a higher cap rate in this neighborhood, if you determine that neighborhood is where you want to buy. So cap rate is still determined when you're picking neighborhoods and you're picking within neighborhoods and things like that. But not when you're like, am I going to buy in the hood or am I going to buy in New York City in a penthouse? the cap rate's not going to be the same. So you have to, the cap rate matters within the area you're buying in, not within like different geographies, because they're going to be different, right? What's happening here in Tampa is going to be different than what's happening in some place in Hudson. It's not the same. Hello, Bonilla. Hello, Bonilla. All these names I can't actually. Orav, 77. What's up, buddy? Bonilla, Baskal, bro, he's good. Just being a student. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Arabian, nice. Thank you for representing over here. I don't know what to do with my home, Baskal. Do I sell or refi? That is a weighted question, right? So, Benia, if you're going to sell your home or if you're going to refinance it, the question is this. Are you in a too big of a home right now? If you don't need all that house, don't waste your money. Buy something that's the right size. Sell it. If you lived in it, if you're in America, if you live in a home for 2 years consecutively, the profit you make on the home is not taxed, right?
Really?
Up to $250,000 for a single individual, $500,000 for a married couple. So you can sell and downsize and not pay tax on that profit. And then you can obviously get a loan if you want to get a loan or live in a home debt-free. That is your decision based off of what your age is and other factors within your financial portfolio. So again, when I'm doing deals, when I'm running an analysis for a client, I'm not just looking at, this is an awesome real estate deal. It might be an awesome real estate deal, but maybe not for you because of your particular situation, your age, different factors in your life. It all matters. So if you don't need a big house, generally speaking, you don't need a big house. So you can sell it, move into something smaller. Save money. Lock in that lower interest rates that we have going on right now. And you'll be able to make a lot of money in the future by what you saved, and you reinvest the money. Don't start blowing that money, reinvest that money. But if you're going to stay and your interest rate is high, definitely refinance and lock in that lower payment, right? Save money. I mean, I'm looking to do a refinance myself, and I'm going to save like $3,000 a year on this refinance. And then I got one other refinance I'm looking to do. I'm going to save another $3,000 a year on that one. So I did nothing, and then I got one other that I'm looking to do is like $1,000. So, long story short, I'm doing those refis. I'm making $7,000 more a year for doing nothing different. That's $70,000 more money that I get. So, I am all for getting loans to make deals happen. But I'm not for paying too much money for anything, right? So, don't overpay for anything. Get your value. Hope that answers your question. What's up, Cole? All right. Oops, double tapped. Leaf and Father, what's up, buddy? Baskal, you wearing a hat because of a bad hair day, or do you just like hats? No, I just took a shower, and I didn't feel like putting gel in because I like keeping it natural. I hope you enjoy it. Funny guy. Bonilla, I want to buy another home, but have one already. Okay, that's good. Is there a question? Should you do it? I don't know if you should do it. Should you do it? Like, that's a question. It depends. What are you going to do with this home? Personally, if you're saying, I'm going to use it as an investment, I don't like homes as rental properties. You do not return as high cap rate wise. So if you're looking within an area and you have a home for rent and you have a fourplex for rent or a duplex or so on, the cap rate you get on the multi-unit is usually higher than the home. And you can spread your expenses across multiple units. So in reality, your expense per unit is a lot cheaper. So I would say if you want to buy another property, that's a good idea. Make sure that it's a profitable one and preferably multi-units. All right. People are liking that hat question. All right, guys. Next, you know what? DM me or put it on here that what hat I should wear next time. These are questions we need answers to, Leaf. The hat question is not what people are here about. All right. Great current topic. Oh, God. Oh, hey, what's up, Alice? All marble beef, hey. Yo, Milo in the building. He got Air Force Ones. Oh, my God. All right, can we keep it real estate here, guys? Damn, buddy. Walked into some clean AF ones, though.
Sir,
Ervo, Baskal, get on LinkedIn, man. I'm on LinkedIn. What are you talking about? Do I do anything on LinkedIn? No, I don't. But I have one. I have an account. I just don't do anything on there. So I have one. I don't really use it. I need to start using it more. I got Joey over here. He's going to start posting content on our LinkedIn account too.
Noted.
Leaf and Feather says, much appreciated. You're welcome. Ty Blair says, are you on LinkedIn? Yes, I am. Ervo77 says, he's on LinkedIn, but I don't think for his real estate. So I'm on LinkedIn as Baskal. And when you go under LinkedIn, you're going to see Baskal, and you're going to see my accounting firm, my insurance agency, that I'm a real estate investor. You're going to see all this different stuff about me. And I don't really do too much because I never really saw the point. Honestly, guys, before IG, I didn't have social media. I was just out there working. How do I know all this stuff? Literally just doing this shit all the time. When people know, like, if we watch sports together, I don't know what's going on in the game. Like, I understand that guy has a ball and he scored, right? But like, if I played the game with you, and I would foul consistently just because I didn't even know what I did wrong. So I'm spending my time looking at companies, looking at businesses, looking at real estate, studying, reading books, working out, and I know cars. That's probably my hobby, cars and working out. So other than that, I'm in the game all the time. So, like, it's what I do. But Mohammed, what's up, buddy? What is being sent? They keep on saying sent. No, George Curio, oh my God.
Hey, that's derogatory.
So many eggplants. All right. Trying to get started with an index fund. Okay. Is that a question? I'm sorry. Jojo says, are you going to hold your 9% long term, or are you just fixing it and filling it, then selling it?
Good question.
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that yet. Like, everyone says you're supposed to know the answer to it. I don't know the answer to that. I know it was a sick deal and I was buying it. That's as much as I know. I want to hold it. But a lot of things are like, you know what? Sell it. So I'm going to say this. If I get an offer I can't refuse, I might sell it. I still said might. I really don't want to sell it. I don't want to sell it. It's such a sick location. Like, I am half a block from there's only one building between me in the Tampa Bay. I'm like in the heart of downtown. I'm zoned like downtown core 2, about to be transitioned to downtown core 1, which is even better. So if someone gives me a fat check, yeah, I'll probably sell it if I feel like there's a larger, better deal out there for me to move the money into. But if I have no real reason to move it and nothing to do and have enough cash sitting around, like, there's no reason for me to just sell just because I want. Because some people sell just to feel good and then sit around and do nothing. That's not really like my style.
So I have a question on that too. So you and everyone else are predicting the market going down soon, correct? For the year or two. Okay. Do you want to sell before the market goes down so you have more cash to pick up everyone else's properties that they're going to sell? You know what I'm saying? So let's say you sell the 9 unit. So let's say you sell for 1.6 in a year.
Okay.
Do you want to sell it for 1.6 so you can pick up all the other multiplexes you could? Or are you willing to ride out the down and go back up and sell it at 2 later? You know what I'm saying? Do you want more cash so when the market goes down you can just go on a garage sale and pick up everything?
Yes. I do want more cash, but I'm selling the properties that I don't love, that are good, but not great. The issue with this 9 unit, would I take 1.6 for it? It would be really tough for me to take 1.6. It would have to be like north of 2.
Ooh, okay.
Because if I sell it, I'm making really good money. And the location is key. So remember I said, is the money in the rent or in the appreciation? I would say I think the land is worth a lot, and the fact that I am one of the original Airbnbs in that area, like it wasn't called Airbnb back then, it was actually a bed and breakfast. I'm the original. I have that allowance to do this, and if I maximize it by doing Airbnb, I'm going to pull sick returns. And at that point, where am I going to go and buy a legal Airbnb type of property that has 14 living arrangements that I could pull probably at least $100 a night on 14 places, $1,400 a night, 14,000, 30. I could probably pull $42,000 a month during hot season.
You crunched that real quick.
Yeah.
So you did.
So what I do. So on like half a year, I'm like, I'd pull in like $240,000 in rent. So like half a year, gross, right? Not net. So I'm like, why? It would be really tough for you to give me you have to give me a reason. You have to have a real reason. Don't just sell something because you're like, I want to feel cool, I got a check, right? Especially, what did I teach you? I said, I want to 1031 exchange this, because if I sell it and take a $500,000 gain, I got to pay tax on that. I want to sell it, take the $500,000 gain, roll it into another deal. Probably a deal it's like $2 million, $3 million. That's why this game is so sick. You keep rolling it, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm not going to go and blow my money. Like I was talking earlier, I had a meeting, and I was like, if I want, I could go buy 3 supercars right now. But then after I buy 3 supercars, what am I going to do? I'd rather buy all of these investment properties and have them keep paying for supercars for the rest of my life, right? So like that's the way I roll. Like, I said, okay, I have this duplex in Oldsmar that pays for my I-8. My I-8 payment is done after 5 years. So I can get another car and another car. That duplex didn't just pay for one I-8. It paid for every single effing supercar I'm ever going to have. Now, if I get another one, I can have 2. If I build enough, if I got 10, I'll have 10 supercars, and I don't have to sweat it because it's going to be paying for every single supercar I have. That's my shit, right? Like, you're going to have your own thing. You know what? You want your family to have a great life. Like, I'm already comfortable, so I can already pay for my kids to go to all private schools and whatever. So I'm not like sweating that. But if that's your thing, and you're like, I want my kids to have the best education, get one of those duplexes. Bring yourself in $2,200, $2,600 a month, and both of your kids are going to go to private school. You can have what you want. You got to work for it. So, and to Joey's point, you better be able to crunch your numbers, because business is a sport. And you're competing against me. You're competing against Warren Buffett. He's still fighting. He's going to knock you the F out, because when that comes in a year or two and you're going to start tripping, because it's a boxing match, he's going to knock you the F out and pick up the bag. And you're like, it's not fair. What's not fair? It's not fair that you didn't know the rules. It's not fair. It's very fair. If you know the rules, you can do well, because there's going to be a lot of rich people going broke. And it's going to be fair if we go and pick up all the money that gets dropped off. So, know the game. Do you promote your real estate guidance on LinkedIn? I don't. Honestly, again, I just started doing that, and I only really started doing that and offering the guidance is because I've had so many DMs. And honestly, I get paid the same amount of money in my accounting firm and the other stuff I do. So I can't take away time from my paying clients to go and talk to people. I'm just losing money that way, right? So I'm just saying, all right, look, they're going to pay me this much. You can pay me the same thing. I'll give you advice. I'll tell you exactly how to do it. I'll review your deals, because it's way cheaper to have some professional review your deal and make sure it's not a shit deal. I'll tell you right now, a realtor and a mortgage broker, they need to have you buy the deal for them to make money. A very good one is not going to push you to buy a deal. He's going to make sure you got a great deal, because he wants you to have a financially healthy, so you can buy more deals and grow and refer people. But a lot of people out there will just want to push you to close a deal, Maybe the realtor or mortgage broker doesn't know what they're talking about anyway. It's possible. So they're going to say, yeah, it's a great deal, and they think it is. But to the point, they're not objective. It's good to have someone review your deal, review everything, and say, look, this is what's up. You should do it or you shouldn't do it. Bikish. How do you start in real estate with no capital? All right. So first thing is usually if you have no capital, you go work for somebody in real estate and you do something for them to gain capital. There's something called sweat equity. So you can have no money and work for free and do that for enough years. And then you can start getting cuts in a deal. You're going to be paid more and more and more. You'll have that more money. You don't spend it. You save it and you put the money into deals with them. And you can have what's called sweat equity. You earn your way in. Remember, you guys are paying $30,000 a year for college that you can't do shit with. You might as well instead work for free for a number of years. Have no debt because you're going to school. You're not getting nothing out of it. You're paying $30,000. You're coming out with $100,000 in debt. How about you work for 3-4 years for somebody for free or cheap? Learn everything you freaking can. Show that you're worth something. And then, boom, you're going to eventually get a huge check one day for the hard work you put in. Or at least you're going to learn a lot. Most of the stuff I learned is me working for free for people or doing something for them in exchange for the knowledge I had. Right? Most of the people that I was doing stuff with had enough money that any money I gave them did not matter. So it wasn't like I could pay them to give me their time. Like it would be a joke. So in exchange, I would do something for them that most people were too lazy to do. So put in the work. Pod Baba. Is the dude behind you security? Yes, he is. He almost got shot for walking through my backyard. Yeah, if I figured he was smart since Baskal works with him. Cool name, by the way. Real estate mom. Eddie King, thumbs up. What's up, buddy? All right. Hey, Joe, nice to see you again. Heba.
What's up?
And the question is... Oh, wait, I already answered that question. Keeps on flipping back. So Ty Blair says, so Mr. Korkis, how did you survive off of $100? Didn't you have to pay property taxes? Oh, okay. Let me clarify that question. We're almost done, guys, just so you know. I brought in one example, the first duplex I bought. I brought in $1,200 a month. Okay? All of my expenses, mortgage, taxes, insurance, water, sewer, garbage, all of those expenses were $1,000. I kept $200 out of the $1,200. So $1,200 minus $1,000 equals $200. I got to keep $100 per unit as profit to me. I didn't just bring in $100. That was my profit each month. I also had a full-time job while doing this. So the real estate income was not meant for me to keep. I just kept it so I could fix stuff up. And I kept on upgrading. So in 1 year I had $1,200. I put a new tile, made it nicer, increased the rent. Kept on doing stuff, adding value. So that's what the $100 meant. How do you start? Okay, I already answered that question. What is it going to take to see me and Joe arm wrestle? I was going to say 1,000 likes, but I get 1,000 likes pretty easy.
Okay, big guy.
I'm not talking shit.
Okay.
Look at I got such big. I understand. I have more critics that are my friends than anybody else. So when I hear people talk shit,
That's what they're there for.
Yep.
I hear people talk shit. It don't bother me. Like,
All right, we got 20 seconds. Would you invest in a property in a rural area that has potential to be built up in the next 5 to 10 years? 15
personally,
seconds.
no. Answer is
Boom.
no.
Boom. Can you loan me some of your time to give some real estate knowledge?
Yeah, DM us.
I'm 19. What should I do to be in my first property by 22?
Save your money. I'll see you guys next time.
Yep.